In this video, I'm going to show you exactly the reverse engineering process that you have to conduct if you want to rank at the top of Google, as well as appearing in a very strong position in AI search engines and places like ChatGPT, Perplexity, or even on the AI overviews for a junk removal company. I will be using the city of Chicago for this example, for this reverse engineering. This is going to be very data driven. I'm not going to be doing any analysis as a subjective analysis of brands out there, because I want to center on the three areas that have the maximum impact on SEO as well as in GEO. And thankfully, these are all quantifiable areas. And then you have the other two, of course, the technical and the UX, which is a bit more subjective. Hi, my name is Alejandro Mayahans. I've been doing SEO for a decade, and for the last 4 years, I've been running a multi-million-dollar link building agency. And in this video, I want to show you the process that I've been following for years, of course, to the most refined version, to figure out exactly where any client is and where the competition really is, so that we can bridge that gap in the most effective manner possible to actually get them results like these here. All right, so let's jump into the data. What math do we have on the screen here? We have three competitors: Honest Junk Company, Junk Relief, and Junk Robbers. These two are consistently on the top in multiple search engines. These ones appear sometimes, but I've selected them because they're a quite interesting competitor to analyze. As you see here, there's quite a bit of variety between the DR 8, 31, and 19. Okay, that puts us anything between 8 and 31 for the DR that you have to have a competing chance here. In principle, let's look at who is actually ranking and let's see how true this is. All right, so what do we have? Ads, map pack. In the map pack, we do see Junk Robbers, right? We see Junk Relief, and then we see Junkin and another ad there. People also ask Yelp, and then Honest Junk Company, the very first one, this is a DR 8. Now, this is a non-profit, so they have a different type of strength. And then we see Junk Relief, the number one. Then we have 1-800, which I've intentionally ignored in our analysis because, you know, they're huge and they're nationwide. I'm looking at, hey, if you have a company just in one city, who are your actual competitors? Now, everyone is telling you before they even look at the actual backlink profile of the winners, right, which very clearly point that the single strongest brand has also the strongest backlink profile. I can tell you with a lot more accuracy because I've done thousands of these reports, and is the single strongest signal when it comes to link building is that links win the game. So now let's do an analysis here. And if it's the first time that you see one of these reports, basically what we've done here is we look at every single backlink point into these sites. We have a whole video here called How Many Links Do I Need to Rank Number One, where I show the process, the data, the filtering, everything. If you want to do this yourself with Ahrefs, this will be our client, and this particularly is a fictitious brand with my last name there, so I can have a placeholder, right? And this is how weak would be the site that I want to rank, has a handful of links. And how are these points being calculated? Very straightforward. We use the TAR algorithm, right? Very simple. If the link is trusted, it's already going to be counted. The authority gets segmented by buckets, and then the relevance is a multiplying factor. Pair this formula, right? Fully irrelevant, both website and page. Imagine NASA links to you, right? As a junk removal company. I don't know why they would do it. Maybe you have really cool tracks that look like rockets. I don't know. You wouldn't say, oh, that's a bad link because it's relevant. Please disavow it. It's NASA. You're fine. Right? Why? Because it's trusted. So that meets our golden rule, right? It's trusted. Now, it will be relevant. The website for sure is irrelevant. The question is the page within the NASA site that links to you relevant to junk removal? Maybe if it's also not relevant, that's still fine. That's like a DR 1 million, right? Because it's NASA here, and it's only going to be half a point. Now, you can have a DR 62, which is not NASA, that is actually thoroughly relevant to your site. Both the website is relevant and the page that links to you is relevant. That link, because relevance is so overpowered, will actually count 4 times as much as the NASA link, believe it or not. So this is also for those of you that think that, okay, dumping $50,000 or $100,000 into digital PR will be the solution for everything. That's not the way it works, okay? You want to get what the guy is winning half. That's what you want to get. So to win in this niche here, you have to catch up with Junk Relief, which realistically, out of all the links that they have, which by the way, they have 167 referring domains. At some point, they have close to 2,000, right? They had a big spike here in the amount of referring domains, and then those drop. Big questionable, right? They have at the moment 167 referring domains. When you put them into the trust filter, they are left with a lot fewer, okay? 17 plus these 12 here, okay? So what, 29 links. That's all, not 120 something, 29, a fourth, right? A fraction of the links that Ahrefs is telling you you have to get. That's what you have to get. You need to get 29 good links. And you catch up with Jungle Relief. That's it. That's what you have to do. And then there's tons of different ways to go about it. Now let's have a quick look here at the keyword level. So you see exactly who's ranking, right? So Honest Junk Company is ranking #1. They probably have a different kind of strength, which means they're a lot closer to source. Why? Because they're a non-profit. So non-profits typically get links that you cannot get. Okay, that's also important. Plus, typically the user engagement, the experience is higher than commercial companies. They might be hard baked into the algorithm because they're an NGO. Okay, this is very important. Some results are hard baked. And then you have 1-800 and TaskRabbit. I'm not saying it is, it's say it might be. Okay, so when you have the analysis here, it's not super helpful when you look at the keyword level. This is where you do the full domain level above. And then you enter into some of the sub keywords so you can see, okay, let me see what else do I have here. Okay, for mattress removal, interesting, service-driven keyword, right? More specific keyword, typically those convert even better, right? Because the problem is very specific. If your page very accurately solves it and the quotes that you throw the user isn't vomitive, right? Most likely they will convert, you will make money. And what we see here is that all these inner pages have exactly 0 backlinks. Amazing, put 1 or 2 backlinks in your inner page, right? And just don't be greedy, don't go with exact match. Okay, well, let me throw 3 backlinks with mattress removal Chicago to my inner page because you will blow it up and you will go to position 1 trillion. Not very good, right? Okay, how about furniture removal? Okay, our fictitious brand already has 1 backlink here because, they've seen my previous videos and they say, okay, when the competitors are very weak, let me go and build 1 link here. Amazing, right? These guys in TaskRabbit, a couple of links happens. And Honest Junk Company, again, homepage, not comparable competitor. I have to ignore these guys. Okay, so you put a link there, you put the exact match. Okay, with 1 link, you might get away with murder, right? This is saying you need more branded links. That's because you have a homepage. You have to ignore that, right? And your way to go is partial match. Actually, if you're gonna go and build 2 links to match up with TaskRabbit, do a partial match. You have to be able to read through this, right? Which I recommend you to watch a couple of these videos, or you might as well just get a report like this done for you with your keywords, your city, your niche. You can get that on the link on the description box below. You can go to getmelinks.com/link-report. And you can get this report done by you, and it comes with half an hour conversation with either myself or one of our other SEO specialists in the team, depends on your time zone, where we'll tell you exactly what you need to do to rank. Imagine that you have something like here, okay, couch removal, you're 27, how do I rank here? Okay, ignore these guys. Okay, TaskRabbit, again, nothing here. Right, so put a couple of links, that's all that's all this required, put some partial match. Okay, what about pricing? Okay, now interestingly, right, the moment we go for pricing, the keyword changes. Right, and we're still looking at Chicago, right? Because this is being checked with the IP in Chicago, right? And what we see is inner page, pricing page, which a lot of people don't have. And that's a great keyword, okay? Because it's very close to conversions, and you can have this page, which in this particular case, I didn't create here on the URL idea. This will say pricing here. And this page internally supports this one. Have a video called Why Your Backlinks Aren't Working that you can watch there or below this video that talks about good site architecture, which is something that in tons of these sites that we analyze when we get a report, we sit down with the client, we look to the website, says, okay, you need these links, and at these 3 pages, put them together, they index that page, fix a couple of other things, right, that might be holding you back. SEO is a game of completion, but it's also a game of not having big errors on your site. So where does this take us? All these links are primarily inner page links. And when people say quality links, what they mean is clean, relevant-ish websites that are trusted. In the same video of why your links aren't working, I talk about issues typically with sites not having the right amount of juice or not being trusted, right, into a lot more depth. Provided that the site's quality is okay, you need 29 of them. You don't need 100, you don't need 5, you need 29, right? And these, if you outdo them a little bit, then you'll be good. Yes, this is one of the areas that influence rankings the most. It's not the only thing that you have to take care of. There's other 2 quantifiable elements that massively impact rankings, and those are the content, the amount of pages, and what those pages say that Google has found, as well as the strength of your brand. One of the quickest ways to measure the strength of your brand in a way that Google will also measure is to see the amount of branded searches that you get every month. And this is how to analyze it. So you come here to the competitor, right, and says, okay, so let me go to the organic keywords. And when you see the full list that they will have down below, what you're looking for is this. You're looking for the entity for their name. And once you click on the entity, it will tell you all the keywords related to the entity. So honest junk removal only has 40 searches a month. Okay, junk relief, which is again top recommended by AI search, as well as here. And here only has about 300 branded searches per month, which means they're not that strong as a brand, right? If they had 30,000 searches per month, you can assume that they also have loads of media and conversations on forums, on Facebook groups, on every single place that you can imagine, tons of related and unrelated websites mentioning their name. You don't get 30,000 searches a month for your brand name unless you are very well known. But 300, you can bridge that gap. Even if you start in your company from scratch, it's not that hard to have about 300 people search for your brand name a month. Yes, there's ways to manipulate that. I won't teach you that in this video. There'll be different videos for that. And I was looking for junk robbers and I see 0 brand search volume. But if I remove these, you will see that they are increasingly ranking for more and more terms here in page 1. And they're getting tons of traffic from a slightly more long tail type of queries like bed bath furniture removal service near me. A lot more specific, right? Who buys broken appliances, right? Recycling exercise equipment. They're going more for the long tail. It's a strategy that's working for them, even if they have a generally weaker brand because they don't have a lot of search volume. And when it comes to the amount of pages that they only have about 50 pages. And compared with junk relief with 130 pages. So not only they're the strongest when it comes to backlinks, they also have the biggest, most topically rich website. It's a big jump. And then you have honest junk removal with just 9 pages, okay? So then you get to see a bit of the variety in search. And if we were to summarize this, if this is literally your city, well, get your first 50 pages, both the service, whatever sub-locations pages, all in place. Support those service pages with content in the way that these guys here are doing. It's working really well, okay? Really, really well for them, pulling loads of traffic, high volume keywords in really good positions, right? Then get those 29, 30 backlinks that we're talking about. And those are your first 2 building blocks to rank in organic. And from there, you start pulling more leads, more conversions. Then you run also some Google ads on top of that, run some social media, meta ads. Those ads get you more branded search volume. Then you can do some stuff like CTR manipulation. Like I said, I won't teach you in this video, but I will tell you that you can do it, right? And that increases the brand search volume. And that gets you the 80-20 of SEO, where instead of blowing 20, 30 grand on SEO or GEO with extremely questionable results, or blowing 10 grand a month on Google ads, you can do a much more contained, narrow, focused campaign on the things that actually matter for SEO and actually see an ROI, which I would love for you. So, hoping that you learned something interesting and new on this video. If you liked it, I have tons more in my channel, so make sure to subscribe. And last, if you want us to reverse your top competitor and find out exactly what it is that you have to do to be at the top of Google, ChatGPT, Gemini, and all these other places where users are desperately looking for your services, all you gotta do is book a session on the link on this video, and we'll see you there, right? Well, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers, bye-bye.